Betsy is Harry Hall's cousin. So she's here representing the Hall family. So we're so grateful that you're here. And again, it's always good to remember Harry. So nice to meet you. Okay, so the 2010 Harry Hall Memorial Award is being presented to People Incorporated. As we thought about wellness and recovery, I said, oh my God, how can we not recognize People Incorporated? Now it's interesting because our lives kind of weave around. The origin of People Incorporated really came from UCAN, which was Ulster County
Ulster Consumer Action Network.
Consumer Action. And Kim Odessa was involved with that, right? And Harry Hall was too. So
Harry, myself, and like 3 other people met in the Titanbridge Road and kind of batted around some ideas of what we wanted to have happen.
And they grew into People Incorporated. So how many years have you been?
20.
20. And I was lucky at one point to be on the board of People Incorporated. I don't know, maybe within the first 5 to 7 years or whatever. And the thing that's important for me is that our community is really privileged to have such a strong consumer-run agency. And, not every community has that. And the reason I say that is because, as my goal for the services at MHA is that when people have an issue they want to have dealt with, that most people want to have it dealt with the quickest way and the easiest way, right? So we always are trying to provide our services in the most humane way, but also making sure that they're done the easiest and the most efficient. So we have our ideas about that. We talk to the people who come into our services. So we think we're on the right track and that we really are staying consumer focused, right? But I don't have to worry because I know if we're not, I have you guys got my back. Because you guys will let us know. If the people receiving our service can't be their own voice, that you'll be watching us and that you'll be a watchdog for us. And I think that we're privileged to have such a strong consumer-run agency in our midst. But I want to let you know, in 20 years, People Incorporated has really grown. It's not just something that's looked at locally as being a strong agency. It is nationally recognized as a powerful consumer-run agency and internationally. Steve was able to bring me to Nebraska last week to do some of the suicide prevention trainings that we did for the Institute. Because Steve is recognized throughout the country as being a leader. And Steve is like the public face of People, so, but it's the whole organization that's recognized nationally. And where will you be next week?
Holland.
Steve will be in Holland. Okay, and the reason he's going to be in Holland is because one of the programs that they run is Rose House, where it's a house where people can go who are in crisis but really don't feel or think that they need or don't need the hospital. But before Rose House, when they were having crisis, other than having Tamara's hotline, if that wasn't adequate enough to have resources, they would often have to go to the emergency room and then they would be hospitalized. But with the Rose House, a lot of the times they can have those things done and they don't have to be hospitalized. And it's there and they meet their peers. So because of the Rose House, People Incorporated is getting known nationally. I was able in Nebraska to see the Kia House, which is now a second Rose House. And it's a beautiful facility in Nebraska. And those people who are running that house, we trained in suicide prevention. And I told Steve I was so grateful to go to Nebraska because I was so worried about Medicaid audits and all kinds of things and just being worried about that every second. And going to Nebraska and meeting the people and doing the training with those people really grounded me again. It made me realize that we're really here because we want to give the best and the most efficient service to people who are having struggle.
Yeah, some good steak, too.
Right. And he's going to Holland because Holland's going to be setting up the Rose House. But that's just the beginning. So, People Incorporated, you are our leaders in wellness and recovery. And I want to acknowledge, and the whole MHA community wants to acknowledge all your efforts and tell you we're so proud of you. And we're proud that we have you in our building sharing it with us. And that Steve is sharing it in the country and throughout the world. So, 2010 Harry Hall Memorial Award is presented to People Incorporated in recognition of your over 20 years as a mental health consumer-run agency and for your leadership in the promotion of mental health, wellness, and recovery. By the Mental Health Association in Ulster County Incorporated, May 25th, 2010.
This is really nice, but I don't think we would be here or where we are without, first of all, the people that work for me, my employees and volunteers who are just amazing people. But also because of the leadership in Ulster County was really kind of the spark that got people to grow where we are today. And Marshall has been a great partner, and Kelly and all the staff, and really looking to do the right thing, help people live a better life. That's basically all we all want to do. And we wouldn't be where we are today without the support we get from the community. So it's not just a consumer-run initiative that does it, it's the community that does it. And thank you so much, and thank you to my staff, because they're the ones, I'm out there talking about it, but they're the ones here doing it. So I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Appreciate
Appreciate it.
it. I'd just like to say one quick word.
Sure.
Go back to Pat Adesso. Pat Adesso, you all know what she done here, but I want to bring up one point. Pat Adesso taught my 4 children, who are all grown up today and who have done a great, they all turned out real great. And also, thank God. And also, Pat and I done the first spaghetti dinner at our school. I won't say how many years ago, because then it's going to, you'll know how old I am. But I enjoyed working with her. And I've known her for years, came to her house, and really feel honored that she was honored here today. Thank you. Thank you.
I just want to say one more thing. I want to thank Ellen for her support and her friendship and coming to Nebraska with me. But I think she really, is open and transparent and wants to hear, from us, and it's really become a good partnership. So I want to thank you very much.
I hate to say, you forgot to thank me.